morning, team. I hope this day is finding you all doing well. I wanted to take a few minutes to go over our substance abuse assessment as I have gotten information from DFPS that the quality of our reports has significantly declined. Monarch has had an awesome reputation of providing stellar reports. Everybody loves our reports because it provides a lot of information. So what they're saying now is that our reports are very skimpy and not providing the information that they would need it to have, okay? So I wanted to go over the substance abuse assessment with you all. All of the information on the substance abuse assessment needs to be completed, okay? Make sure you're putting the date, the client name. The case name can be the same as the client name. The address, which is the client's home address. Age, date of birth, race, gender. Make sure the marital status is complete. If they are married, please put the number of years or check whatever box is applicable for that particular client. This particular box right here is one that is not usually completely filled out. Please put the name of the child, the age, the date of birth, then the whereabouts. Put whom they're living with. If it's the another parent or an aunt, the grandparent, foster home, put who they're living with, what grade they're in, and just ask the parent about the personality of the child and write a brief statement about the child's personality. But all of this needs to be complete. Precipitating factors. Please, please, please write in complete sentences, as we need the structure of our reports to be appropriate. These are formal reports. Formal reports are also written in past tense. When I read these reports, I see some of the tenses of your verbs are changing. Write the report in past tense. Mrs. Williams reported, okay? And then not in the next section, write Mrs. Williams reports. So keep your tense the same. It should be in past tense because this is a formal report. Please use complete sentences. This is not like we do a progress report where we can write fragments or brief short statements. This is a formal report, so please use complete sentences. Subject and a predicate, okay? Make sure the beginning of your sentences start with a capital letter. I am saying all these things because recently I've seen reports that look like this. Sentences not starting with capital letters, punctuations are wrong, punctuations are not there, verb tenses change throughout the report. Please, please, please be mindful of that. Read over your report prior to sending it out. If you have any questions or maybe feel like you don't have time to read them, send them to me. I'll read them. But remember, your work is a reflection of you, not the agency. It's a reflection of you. You are signing this report. The agency will take backlash as well if these reports are not up to par, which they haven't been. So make sure you're using the precipitating factors. Read in parentheses what they're asking for, what the precipitating factors are asking for. What happened here? What happened? What happened to have prompted this case to start? And get that from the client. Of course, their statement may be different from what CPS says, but it is what it is. Include the onset, frequency of occurrence, as well as the specific information regarding behavioral and mental health issues, if they have any. This next section as well is one that's important, but it's very fragmented. Talk about the client's emotional state at the time. What's going on with the client now? How are they feeling about the case now? Use complete sentences. And if you have to use quotations, that's fine, but use them appropriately. Open quote, close quote, okay? Complete sentences. Usually don't have an issue right here. However, if you mark yes to any of these things, please use complete sentences and describe Be more specific about what is going on. If Mrs. Williams has aggressive behavior and she admits to that, what does that look like? Does Mrs. Williams punch holes in the wall? Does she run away from the house and leave the kids unattended? What does Mrs. Williams' aggressive behaviors look like? Okay, be specific. Um, in all of these, be specific. Writing complete sentences and give examples. You're painting a picture of this client as if CPS does not know this client. Okay. Substance abuse assessment. If there's I'm sorry, for the previous substance use and abuse, if they haven't had any a previous history, Mrs. Williams reported she does not have a previous history of substance abuse or substance use. Use complete sentences. Okay. Any of these things down here, especially suicide, don't just write Mrs. Williams reported having a history of suicidal thoughts. Has Mrs. Wood described that? Has Mrs. Williams, does she have these thoughts regularly? Has she ever attempted? If so, how many times? How long ago? Give specific details. You're painting a picture of this client, and please use complete sentences. It's same thing for history of homicidal ideations, running away, all of that stuff. History of substance abuse. Make sure you check yes or no. You guys usually do a great job of filling this in, okay? When you're answering these questions, please be descriptive. Make sure that you are painting the picture of this client as no one knows this client, so that we can read this report and have a good synopsis of what this client looks like, okay? This is what the assessment is for. A living situation. Don't just say client lives alone, okay? Client lives alone in a one-bedroom apartment, which she used to share with her partner and 3 kids. Be descriptive. Let us know. If she's staying with family, let us know who lives in the home. Mrs. Williams lives in the home with her brother and mother. Okay, use complete sentences. Also, who resides in the home. Make sure every box, if you put a name here, put the age, the relationship, and how they interact with each other. Okay? This is another important thing. If there's a non-custodial parent involved, we put that there so that we know, Mrs. Williams has a boyfriend that takes the children on the weekends. However, he does not pay child support. Be descriptive as possible. Talk about the childhood history, basically how she was raised, or did she, Mrs. Williams, have any childhood traumas, anything like that. Client strengths, client's needs. Please write in a complete sentences, or you can write the quote from the client, but make sure you have the open quotes, cut capital letter, punctuation, and close the quotes. Okay? What does the client enjoy doing? Make sure you put that in a complete sentence. You can put that in a quote from the client. What else? Usually they don't know about their history, so you can write that the client denied knowing, but make sure you write in a complete sentence. Make sure you're specific on any trauma, abuse, or neglect history or of their childhood, because sometimes this can help with therapy. So make sure you're writing those things in complete sentences. Their history, their educational history. their arrest history. All of that needs to be as detailed as possible. Get as much information. It's almost as if you're really interviewing this client to get a good picture of what they look like so that you can put it on paper. Yeah. Financial status. How do they live? If they're not working, who helps them? Are they getting food stamps? Are they getting some type of government assistance? Are they what? How are they living? What is the financial status? Are they homeless? Okay. Then you do the mental status exam, and then your interpretive summary. Please, this, first of all, needs to be more than 3 sentences, okay? Because this is a summary. You're summarizing the client in totality, all right? Make sure you're using complete sentences and writing in paragraph form, okay? Then their diagnoses, and then this box right here needs to be complete. Whatever your recommendations are, please put it here, okay? Then if you're, whatever the recommended number of units, 12 units of, if you put individual or substance abuse therapy, then you need to put that here, the number of units, 12, 10, whatever it is, and your rationale. Why does CPS need to pay for this client to have this particular service? What are they going to gain from having this particular service that you're recommending? Okay. If it's parenting, parenting is usually 6 units. So you would put 6 there. And then why are you suggesting that they need parenting? Okay. Put that rationale there. How are they going to be helped from attending parenting classes? And then you sign and you date it. Okay. Another thing that I want to say is if when you're writing in your report and you're typing, please make sure that you go through and change the font or the color so that it's not the same. So we can tell the difference between the question or the prompt versus your response. Okay. So make sure that it's if everything else is in bold, what your responses are should not be in bold. Okay. Then take a few minutes to look back through your report to make sure you've completed everything. Make sure that your spelling is correct. Make sure that you have put the client's name and that particular client's name only in that report, okay? When we get to copying and pasting, that can get us in a lot of trouble. And had I not been reading some of these reports prior to sending them out, to catch some of these things, we would look really, really, really bad. So make sure that you're reading over your reports. Make sure that you have the correct client names in your reports, and make sure your report is talking about the client that you saw, okay? I will be putting a link in the email for you to go take the quiz, saying that you have basically watched the video, you understand the components of the video and what the substance abuse assessment looks like. Please, I will also send an example of what what a good substance abuse assessment looks like. And then if you have questions after that, call me. We can set up a Zoom meeting and we can go over this individually as well. So again, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, just give me a call or text me. And hopefully everybody's doing well. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.